Thank you for clicking on the video today. My name is Keenan. This video is from a birthday cruise that Holly and I took back in January. This was our first time on a Royal Caribbean ship, so we were very excited to check things out. In order for there to be some organization, the video starts on deck 3 of the ship and works its way up. I have included some timestamps below in case you want to check out any specific section of the ship. We have a few vlogs we will be uploading over the next few weeks, which will include the rest of the cruise. We hope you will watch them as well. If you enjoy what you're seeing, please like and subscribe to catch the next video when it comes out. Thank you and enjoy. First stop is the Royal Theatre. It is a fairly large theater near the front of the ship. They have a variety of performances in the theater, from comedy to more theatrical and musical performances. But because of how short the cruise was, we were only able to catch the comedy show one night. It was a great performance overall, and I highly suggest people check this out. The main dining room spans 3 floors, with the main entrance being on deck 3. We only ate in the MDR for one night, and it happened to be on the very last night of the cruise. It was a very good experience with quick service and very friendly staff. We have another Royal Caribbean cruise planned for this fall, and it's a much longer itinerary, so we're hoping to experience the main dining room much more on that trip. Outside of the Deck 3 main dining room entrance is the art gallery. Just past the art gallery leads directly to Studio B and converts between an ice skating rink and a stage for other events. We were fortunate enough to see an ice show and also see The Quest in there. I highly recommend both. I never thought I would see such an interesting ice show on the open seas. One thing is, the Quest can get a little raunchy at times, so if you can't handle some adult humor, you may want to skip it.
A flower in windows, magical glance and lace. No, nothing can stop us, not even you or me.
Moving up to Deck 4, one of the better experiences we had was at Izumi, Hibachi, and Sushi. First off, make sure you book your reservation as early as possible. This boat was at capacity, and all reservations were booked by the end of the first day. So while you're waiting for your cabin to be ready on the first day, make sure to stop by and make yourself some reservations so you don't miss out on this great experience.
Your heart is a weapon of mine. These confusing endeavors, forcing my breath every time. How I got so lucky, exceptional heart into. But now that it's beating, it's working in time with you, with you.
The atmosphere was great and the chef was very friendly and fun. The quality of the food was fantastic and we were struggling to eat it all. If you've not gone to a hibachi restaurant before, I can't think of a better excuse to try this on the ship.
Until the ground gives way beneath my feet, and though your walls may break while I'm not here, your lullaby, it will be my dream. It will be my.
Deck 4 also has Casino Royale, which, you guessed it, is a casino on board the ship. It was a good size with a mix of card tables and machines. On one side of Deck 4 is Schooner Bar. It is a bar that's designed like an old school schooner sailing ship. It was very well decorated and the staff here were extremely friendly. It turned into one of our regular stops whenever we were wanting a drink. In the evenings, they do have a person that will play the piano, but it isn't your typical piano bar like Dueling Pianos or Howl at the Moon. It is more of a relaxed environment. Playmakers is on the opposite end of Deck 4 from Schooner Bar, and this is your traditional sports bar experience. They had live sports playing on the TVs throughout the day, as well as some games you can play around the bar itself, from skee ball to shooting some basketballs, shuffleboard, and pool. A really cool option is a section with large screen TVs that you can rent out with a group of friends to have a more intimate experience while on board. Moving up to Deck 5, you have the Star Lounge. This is a large lounge with a dance floor and bar inside. I know throughout the cruise they had dance classes and several silent discos. Now, if you're not familiar with a silent disco, you are given a pair of headphones that you can switch between two different channels. Each channel has a set of songs playing that a DJ is live mixing up by the stage, and it creates quite a fun and interesting experience, especially when half the audience is singing ABBA and the other is screaming "Don't Stop Believing" from the top of their lungs.
I'm not an angel, I'm not a saint. I've been a closed book full of mistakes. But when you're broken, when you're in pain, I walk the fire with you. I walk the fire with you. I walk the fire. I walk the fire with you. I walk the fire with you. Close your eyes.
One of the fun things Holly and I like to do is find the library on the cruise ship. There will typically be board games, cards, and more in there. Also, they'll have a puzzle of the day, which will typically have a Sudoku, crossword, word find, or a combination of the three. Something fun to do while you enjoy your morning coffee. Deck 5 is also the location of the Royal Promenade. It is the heart of the indoor activities on this boat. Between food, bars, and shops, you can find it all here. Just outside the library and Star Lounge, you'll find the R Bar and guest services. The folks at the R Bar could make a mean espresso martini and were super fun to interact with throughout the cruise.
Timeless memories in a gentle glow. Long ago. Hearts in one piece.
Further down is NextCruise, where you can get deals on booking another cruise as well as your shore excursion help desk.
Drift away to lullabies. I can't say goodbye.
Holly's favorite stop was Ben & Jerry's, which you'll find about halfway down the promenade.
Long ago.
The next stop you'll run into is Vintages, which is a wine bar that was pretty empty most times we walked by. I think this was partially due to the fact that a lot of the wines are not available through the drink package, so we'll be paying an extra fee for some of those by the glass or have to buy the bottle. But they did have a full bar, so you could always go in and enjoy a different type of drink as well. After Vintages is Bull and Bear, which is an English-style pub. This was probably my favorite bar on the ship. They had a good variety of beer, more than just your regular domestics that you see everywhere else. It was a very cozy atmosphere, and they had an amazing gentleman that played the guitar in the evenings. Near the end of the promenade is Sorrento's, which has a variety of hot and fresh pizzas and also pasta. Sorrento's is open most of the day and late into the night, so this is where you'll most likely find a long line of people that have been enjoying one too many drinks on their drink package at 2 a.m. Last place to mention on the promenade is the Cafe Promenade. This is where you can grab your premium coffee drinks like Starbucks throughout the day, as well as some pastries and other cafe fare. I may have snuck into the interior promenade room while the room attendants were finishing their turnover to get a quick video of the room type. It honestly was very spacious, and I was surprised that you could really not hear any noise coming from the promenade below. For this cruise, we booked a spacious ocean view balcony. There was a decent-sized flat panel TV, not the biggest in the world, but for how close you were to it, it wasn't bad. The bathroom was well lit and had plenty of space in it. Definitely not the smallest bathroom I have been on in a cruise ship. If you're a bigger person though, you may get a little claustrophobic in the shower. Closet space was fine. If you have 2 people in the cabin, you shouldn't have an issue with space even on a longer cruise. That is assuming you don't bring 4 bags along with each of you. There were both types of electrical outlets at the desk, which combined with our power cube, we had more than enough power for charging what we needed. The bed had reading lights on both sides, and it wasn't super uncomfortable or anything, but we did get a little spoiled on our Norwegian cruise when we were upgraded to the club suite. This door slides open to allow you outside. The balcony is a good size, and it has 2 chairs with a small coffee table. Moving on to deck 11, you find the entrance to the fitness center and spa. The cruise ship was so short and packed with activities, we really didn't have time to visit the fitness center at all, but I must say I was very impressed with the available equipment. There was just about everything you could possibly want to find on the ship, and they also offered fitness classes to sign up for as well. We didn't make it up to the spa, so I do apologize for not having any footage of that. Next on deck 11 is the adult-only section known as the Solarium. The adult-only sections are typically our favorite spots to hang out, and I wish this one was a little bit bigger because it was honestly packed constantly and it made it difficult to enjoy. That, and also that the pool water on the ship was frigid. The hot tubs were constantly full and the pools were empty. The bar service was quick at the Solarium, which was good, and everyone was very friendly. From here, you move into the main pool deck, which includes a kids' play zone, some additional pools, and a few extra hot tubs. You'll also find a large screen located here, which they'll play movies on during the evening. At the far end of the main pool deck, you'll find El Loco Fresh, which we ended up enjoying during the stopover in Nassau. It was a fairly good experience. When we weren't in port, though, there was constantly a line of close to 50 people long and was one heck of a wait. Windjammer Cafe is towards the aft of the ship on deck 11 and is your main buffet restaurant if you want more informal dining during your cruise. It also includes 2 premium dining options, Giovanni's and Chop's Grille. You'll first walk past walls of sink and soap, so please make sure you washy. The layout is a large horseshoe. Both sides have similar menu items available with different variety in the very back section. So if you don't find something you like when you first walk in, make sure you go all the way to the back. To the left, when you first walk into the Windjammer, is Giovanni's. This is Royale's Italian-style restaurant with a variety of pastas and pizzas available. Unfortunately, we couldn't fit it into our schedule this time, but we're hoping to on the next ship. Chops is to the right when you first walk into the Windjammer, and it is where we ate dinner on the very first night. The server there was fantastic, and the food was cooked perfectly. Everyone in our party enjoyed their meal. Up to Deck 12, we run into Adventure Ocean, which is the main kids hangout section on board. It is split into different age groups as well into different activities. There's some small play areas like your typical play area you would see at McDonald's or Chuck E. Cheese's, and then there's also an arts and craft area as well as an arcade. The arcade was on the smaller side compared to other cruise ships that we've been on, but honestly, we don't spend that much time in the arcades to begin with, so it really isn't that big of a deal breaker for us. Near the back of Deck 12, behind Adventure Ocean, is Johnny Rockets. And honestly, if you didn't know it was on board the ship, it could be easily missed. Moving from the back of the ship towards the front of the ship from Adventure Ocean, you'll come across the walking and running track, and you'll also get a good view of Splashaway Bay, the kids' water park. Near the middle of the ship, you'll come across Lime and Coconut. This spans across 3 decks, first starting on Deck 11 and then going to 12, and there's a third level of seating on Deck 13. With an exception of when you're in port, the bar was always full and was very difficult to get a drink from there. So if you aren't a most patient person in the world like I am, I would suggest you go and grab a drink somewhere else. Moving up to Deck 13, you'll come across the sports complex. There is a basketball court, rock climbing, and more. The Perfect Storm has 2 water slides twisting between each other and was always very popular. If you aren't interested in getting off the ship in port, it is a great time to take advantage of the water slides. Finally, at the very back of the ship on Deck 13 is the Flowrider, and there was always a line for that. I was told that if you want to try and have a chance of enjoying it, you'll need to be there first thing in the morning. The front of the ship contained Freedom Dunes on Deck 13. It was a basic putt-putt course that had some amazing views that was never really that busy. The final stop on our tour was on Deck 14 in the cocktail lounge called Olive or Twist. We unfortunately didn't make it up here while it was open, but it had some of the best views of the ship and a very cool design. Thank you very much for watching the video, and we hope you found it informative. We have several more videos coming out over the next few weeks showing off our perfect day at Coco Key, as well as some of our more detailed experiences on board the ship. Again, if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more of our videos, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notifications when our next video drops. As always, thank you for watching, and until the next one.